Hi guys, I'm back. I'm feeling pretty rough still, but I'm feeling well enough to film a video. This is my passion, so I just thought do it. Today I'm going to be talking about this book. I read this a while ago and I've been wanting to make a video. I've been itching to make a video about it for so long, but obviously for me, for you, I haven't had a video for a week, but for me, I haven't filmed for maybe a month or 3 weeks. Like, I've not been well for quite a long time, but I had a big backlog of videos to edit. So this is A Most Clarifying Battle, The Spirit and Cancer by Landis M.F. Vance. Landis had metastatic cancer, which was she called chronic, so she lived long term with it alongside drugs, and there was no chance of her ever being cured of cancer. The first quarter of this book is generally talking about chronic illness, and then the other 3 quarters is talking about her journey and the treatments she's had, and they seem like blog posts to me. I'm not too sure on that one, or letters. I think they're blog posts, and I got sent this by John Hunt Publishing. I was a little bit concerned when I saw The Spirit and Cancer that it was going to be a religious book, but actually The Spirit is something that keeps you going. So for me that would be my family, and poetry, something that gets you energised, keeps you wanting life basically. So my spirit would be poetry. There was an awful lot that I resonated with in this book. It surprised me how much I was nodding along, especially in the first quarter. When she said things, I was like, yeah, you've got them in one. Very good. One of the points she made was that living with like a serious illness day to day is very mundane and you have a lot of routine, but when something starts to go south or wrong, it becomes very scary very quickly. So for me recently, we were plodding along and my tube broke. Now that is a medical emergency for me because I can't eat or drink essentially because everything goes through there. So it's a plod, but then it just doesn't stop. She also talked about when you become unwell, you lose an awful lot. So not only do you lose your health, but you can really lose your self-respect and self-esteem. I certainly know that I became a very nervous person, and I've rebuilt myself. I'd say I'm a lot more confident than I used to be. Which is surprising. I'm not very confident now, but even before I became unwell, I'd say I wasn't the biggest most confident person I knew, and I'm a lot more confident now, and if I don't agree with you I will disagree with your opinion to your face now, rather than getting in the car and going, I can't believe she said that, da da da. She also highlighted that having a serious illness means you're a lot less reliable than you used to be, and I am terrible for this, and it's not my fault, it's my body's fault, but you don't know how your day is going to be until you wake up on that morning. So like this morning, I didn't know if I was going to wake up and feel worse or better, and that's like that all the time for me. I spend an awful lot of days in my week in bed, and if I'm going to do something in the afternoon, I stay in bed all morning so that I have enough energy for the afternoon. She looked into some studies that said that people with long-term illness tend to want to contribute in some way to society, and very strangely enough that has happened to me. So I always knitted a little bit when before I was poorly, but since I've been poorly I've been very actively knitting neonatal intensive care unit hats, or NICU hats, and I wouldn't be doing that unless I was poorly. I guess it's because I'm in bed a lot and I have a lot of time, but I found it really interesting that that is a statistic in someone's paper that they researched. She looked at a need for normalcy. So this is going and meeting your friends in a cafe or something like that. For me, I've definitely lost a lot of that because people are very nervous around eating things around me, and my family have only just got used to that. My close family, yes, but grandparents, aunties and uncles, so uncomfortable eating around me. Now it's been 2 years for me, so I'm definitely used to food smells and people eating in front of me, personally, I'm not uncomfortable with that anymore, and I don't get stressed or upset by that. Other people may be different to me, but I would rather go out to a cafe and just have a natter. I hate people worrying about the you know, how I feel about it. If I say to you I'm fine, I'm definitely fine, you will know if I have a problem. Finally, another point she made was that illness can make other people uncomfortable. Now, she said she noticed this with some of her not so close friends, and I could definitely say yes. I've had some people say some weird things from me, like to me, and I think it's just nervousness. So I've had one person say they thought that the feed I was being given was poison. I've had another person tell me that my medicines were toxic, and I don't think my doctors would be putting me on them unless they were definitely the best thing for me. Yeah, it's it just blows my mind, to be honest. I wrote something in a poem recently, and actually I think it sums it up in one. Living with a wheelchair or an illness is much harder than looking at a wheelchair or an illness. So I think people need to get a grip, if I'm honest. I know it's hard not to stare or whatever, but it's a lot more challenging when you're living with something like that, and you don't need the added challenge of someone just staring at you. So yeah. Sorry if that was a bit rambly. I am feeling a bit unwell still, but I just really enjoy chatting to the camera, and I love comments. You guys have been so nice. Thank you so much for all your well wishes. I really enjoy your book recommendations, and actually today, if you have any recommendations for channels I should subscribe to, please comment below. If you're a booktuber yourself, comment below. I would love some recommendations of channels to watch, because I've got lots of time at the minute. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye!